Okay. So, Marilyn, did you grow up in Seneca County?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
Okay. Do you come from a large family? Like, did you have a lot of siblings?
I had one sister.
Oh, okay.
And I lived on Greenfield Street, not very far from the college. Mm-hmm. And they've torn that house down now. Mm. And now I'm out farther in the home for older people, but it's still on Greenfield Street.
It's a good street to live on.
Yeah.
Okay. So, when did you become a teacher's aide?
I'm not a teacher. I'm a aide to the teacher.
That's what that.
15 years ago.
Oh.
I was in the school system a long time, and my husband was also a principal.
Okay. What school was that?
That was in Columbus. That was not here. It was in Columbus.
Okay.
I even think I was in 2 different schools. I don't. They're elementary schools.
Okay.
And I taught first graders, which was nice.
All right. So when you were younger, what was your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject?
In school, yeah.
In grade school or older?
In grade school, high school, overall.
Oh, I like biology.
Oh yeah.
I still do.
That's nice. So, it says here that you worked in the retail business. What were some places that you worked for in retail?
In Tiffin?
In Tiffin, anywhere you've been in your life?
Well, I didn't work. I worked in Columbus. I didn't do any teaching here. In Columbus, my son was about to graduate from medical school, and I wanted to give him a nice party, so I resigned, and my husband and I. My husband was a school principal and later was elevated to the upper ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Did you also work?
He retired also.
Oh. Did you also work in retail?
In retail?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Doing what?
I worked at Penny's.
Oh, okay.
When I was in school, in high school. A good girlfriend and I both worked at Penny's, and they put us in the basement. We could unpack the clothing and stack it and so forth.
Okay.
Other than that, I didn't work any place, just at Penny's.
It says here that you got remarried while you were in your 70s. What was that like?
I was remarried in what?
When you were in your 70s. What was that like?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Tell us.
My husband had passed away, and I was alone for, I think, 6 years. And I met Jim Wilson from Tiffin, and he was a golfer. and he said he was going to go to Myrtle Beach, where they do a lot of golfing down there, and he would like to stop and see me. And his wife had passed away with cancer, and mine was with cancer, and so we had a lot to talk about. And so he stopped, and he stopped another time, and another time, and another time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he asked me to marry him. Well, my gosh, I had lost my husband. I was, 69 or 70, and I wasn't looking for anybody either. And on the other hand, I thought it would be nice if I had somebody to travel with, and he too was all by himself, have somebody to travel with. And so he asked me to marry him, and I did, and we had a really nice, loving relationship for 19 years.
Where did you get married?
In Pittsburgh, Ohio. It's right near Columbus. It's where we were, my church was.
I actually have a question that I forgot to ask you, Marilyn. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
Me,
Yes.
91.
All right. So, back to Jim. What can you tell me about Jim's realtor business?
About Jim,
Jim and his realtor business.
the real estate.
Uh-huh.
I really don't know too much about it, because he was in real estate for years, and before I was with him, before that, I came into his life at the end of he was through with the real estate, and he had an auction, and I didn't have too much to do with it. I knew the secretary that worked there, and I knew other people, but not as far as selling things. I didn't know anything much about his business. And then he was failing in health. He wasn't very good anymore, and we made several trips and enjoyed that, and then he got sick and passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes, I am too.
You mentioned travel and taking trips with him. Where did you like to go? Where did you travel?
We went to Europe. We went to Germany and France and Switzerland, and we also, when we were married, we had a honeymoon
Of course.
at that age,
Yeah.
and went to Hawaii.
Oh, that's nice.
Sounds lovely.
Right. So you said that you weren't really involved with Jim's business, so you never went to like the houses he was selling, for example, or?
I was never into the housing business. I knew that he was going to sell this house or that house, but I didn't know the people. I was at home most of the
I
time.
get you. So, when it comes to your first husband, Did you and him have any children?
Yes,
All right. How many?
2, a boy and a girl. And the boy is older, and he taught school in Marysville.
Okay.
He was a biology teacher in Marysville, yes.
Your favorite subject?
Cool.
And my daughter was a secretary, but I can't tell you the name of the company. I don't know anymore.
That's okay.
Do you have grandchildren?
Oh, yes. A few. I think there's 8
Oh wow.
8 grandchildren.
Do you have any great grandchildren?
Yes,
Ah.
I have 2
All right.
great grandchildren.
All right. I want to really thank you for taking the time out to talk with us. You've been really nice.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to tell us about your past? Something that we didn't ask about?
No, well, I was in the marching band
Oh.
at no place, not in the college, but in the high school.
Mm-hmm. What instrument did you play?
Snare drum.
Cool.
I could pound.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
That is pretty cool.